In Power Field at Mile High, just west of downtown Denver. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And the Mile High air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. 180. Check 53. Bring it. Bring it.
First carry for Royce Freeman. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now second and 4.
Wahoo!
Here's Garoppolo to throw. And he'll find Hall. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty.
21. Here we go.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on third down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
53. Let's go.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
2 yards. And the Browns first down.
Good. 180. Hey. Coming. Check. 53.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And an alley to run. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Regular. 180. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
On the ground, this is Isaiah Crowell. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A first down throw from Mayfield. Drops it off for Chubb. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down.
Number 53, Mike 53. Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Seibert able to knock this one through, and the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
65. 5. Hey, we're going Mike 40. Hey, here I come.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. That one caught by Gibson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
You got nothing. Check 52.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Here we go. What do you need? Man, I got you. Watch the ship. Hey.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Holton Hill, the one there to bring him down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Like 80! 21. You. Mike 40. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. 40's Mike. Right here.
Second and 5 now. Garoppolo. This is brought in by Gibson. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They toss to Freeman. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
One, Omaha. Double. Hey, Foxtrot. 56. Mike's 56. Bound to lose one. Mike 56.
Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
On 3rd down, it's Freeman. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. The kick by McManus is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
The Browns drive about to get started. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Alert!
From the 31, Mayfield. He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you.
From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hall. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Wait, 80! 40 them up. Wild Bill, Wild Bill. Hey, go, go. Get hot.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Here we go, here we go. Wait, 80! Hey, they're scared, they're scared. Get hot.
On second down, Freeman. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
40's the mark. Flag! Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
This is away, and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines.
Let's go. Take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And some space here. Oh, Chubb fumbled it. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
They begin this drive with Chubb, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Now on second and 13. Mayfield, man open. That's Damian Ratley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Got an open man, it's Ratley. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
First down, Cleveland.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Mike, check.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And an alley to run. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Mayfield. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Eric Armstead in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. To try again after the sack. Mayfield. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Antonio Callaway, the intended receiver. And now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Mayfield. That's taken in by Callaway. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Seibert's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also...
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
On first down, McManus, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. Past the 20. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yeah.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Antonio Callaway, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Yeah, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. On first down, Garoppolo. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Eric Murray that time there to knock it away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Hey, alert! 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 Hey, Echo! 56! Come on, boy! Come on, boy! You better be ready! Don't be scared of it! Grant! Mike 56! Mike 56!
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, it feels like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets.
40's Mike, 40's Mike. 13, 13. 40, Mike, 40. Check, check. He's coming, he's coming. Exit, exit.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage would be found.
21, 21. Here we go. 56 the Mike, boys. Hey, gun, gun. 56. Check, check. Hey, zoom. Check, check, check. Mike's 56. Mike's 56. Hey, let's get that. Lock, lock, lock. Mike 56, Mike 56. Here we go, here we go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Garoppolo. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. McManus's point after is good. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. The 20. 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Antonio Callaway, 81 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
21.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
25, check. Hey, orbit. Check. 40's mine. 40's the mine. 40's the mine. I got you, son. 11. You're all mine, baby. You gonna get this. You're all mine. Mike, stay hot.
Now Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And he's got this down to the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
I'm coming after you.
This is Freeman. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
He's tight on the right. Hey, we got 3 down. Tighten up. Six. Get hot.
Freeman again. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first, now this from 43. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Eluding the pressure right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And now we'll hook up downfield on 2nd down. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Here we go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you put something out there, you're giving yourself a chance, you're in rank.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Mayfield to throw it. Oh, it stays up. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Credit the sack to the always disruptive Olivier Vernon. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To throw, Mayfield. Now Mayfield lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
Here we go.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check back 40. I got it. Hey, 40's Mike, right there. 40's Mike. Get that!
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. The Broncos on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Freeman. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run here with Freeman. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
Here we go.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Big series right here.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 2nd and goal. Now it's Freeman. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
On 3rd down, Irwin. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th.
Hey, exit. Watch the screen. 40's Mike. 40's Mike. Here we go, D. All day, defense. 1, Omaha. 40's Mike. 40's Mike.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And it is incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand.
180. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. I'm coming.
Now Chubb running right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 2nd and 12, Mayfield. And a 1st and goal coming up here inside the 10-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
11.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it won't be easy.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
40's the mic. Squeeze. All day, pump. Mike 40, Mike 40.
Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Myles Garrett. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Browns drive about to get started. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Anthony Brown. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
13. 40's Mike. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan able to record his 5th sack of the season. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that's complete to the tight end Hireman. And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Drop deep. 40's Mike.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
Here we go.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game.
Here we go.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. What we got?
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
A 20th carry now for Freeman. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down.
Mike 56.
12, fellas, here we go.
Field, D. Let's get off the field, D. 56 to Mike. 56 is the Mike.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Here we go.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
34 is the Mike.
11.
Check in. I'm coming for you, son. Mike 30.
Now Garoppolo, gotta have this one. He's gonna let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Here we go.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big